Hello, it already noontime, Central Time. Today is the second week, and because I don't see anybody so far, and this session is set up for question and answer. So if no one show up, I cannot go over the question and answer session. So I'm going to go over this lecture two, the main idea, and then I'll wrap up today's discussion. Okay. Lecture two will be memory model and the data types. And every language has its own memory model and data type. So when you design a new language, you have to think about what kind of memory model you want to use, and then what's the purpose of the computation, and then design the memory model, and then include a proper data type. And data type is also very complicated. Some language has very simple data types, such as JavaScript, Python. They only have the number, Boolean, and the string, three type. Some language has many types, even integer. They have 10 different kind of integer and different combinations. So such as the C language and C++ language. So each language is a data model, and data types are really different. So this chapter will go into the details of the why memory model is like this, and why we decided a language in this way with this kind of memory model. So it's including the data types, a type system, and the primitive data types, name, value, expression, and composite data types. Okay, these are topics about memory model and data types. So first, we talk about the data types, okay? And the data has the quantitative and qualitative data, and discrete value and the continuous value. So basically, many of the data types are defined by these. Usually, qualitative data is a string for descriptive data. And the quantitative data will be integer or floating point. And then you basically use these to do data science, data calculation, and computation. And then you need to know about the purpose of doing data computation. Okay, the data types. And then you would also relate it to the operations, what kind of operators you allow in this language. And some language have many operators, some very few, and the few one will need to have more function. Okay, so basically this is a combination of design of the operator and functions. Okay, that's the data types. And then type system, we have the dynamic typing and static typing language, and strong typing and weak typing language. Dynamic typing means the language is typing determined at the runtime. So a variable can change type. And static typing usually is that when declare the type already been determined, then you cannot switch or change the type. So Java, C, C++ are considered to be static typing. Python and JavaScript are considered to be dynamic typing. And then there's a strong typing and the weak typing. Strong typing means that the type once defined will never be changed. And it actually very hard to be casted, and very hard to, you have to follow the certain rules. And weak typing is that you are more flexible. You can actually do some kind of masking or some kind of the field selection to get the data. Okay, that's dynamic typing, strong typing, and weak typing. And then after that, you would talk about type checking and type equivalent and type compatibility and type inference for the weak typing languages. So basically, these are topics usually when a language is defined, these will be needed. So C++ have many type And they are primitive type and built-in type and derived type and user-defined type. And C++ have many types. And C++, the language is based on this typical memory model. And this memory model, actually, most of the manual machine and most of the computer right now is using this model. And some other languages like Java or Python is built upon this C++ language. They are written by C++ or C language, and then utilize this OS or this memory model. So C++ model or C language's model are the model of the operation system, and then many of the derived models, such as Java's language virtual machine model or Python's virtual machine model, is built upon this C language or C++ language's model, and they are on top of this one. So memory model is related to the memory address method for the assemblies. Okay, these are fine. And then we talk about memory hierarchy, cache and heap ratios. So Python language is written in C language. So in the low level is similar to C language. It's use the memory allocate and OS manager. On top of it, you have the Python virtual machine. So you have the Python memory allocator, Python heap, and also Python object allocator to finish for the Python memory model. So you need to know that Python's memory model is different from C++. It's on top of C++ language and develop the Python language model. So these are Python data types. It's easier, and it's actually have a strong relationship with JSON, JavaScript notation. And the data type is almost identical, but the name are different. Okay, and then in NumPy, because of the Python's type is not enough, so NumPy have more type to be almost the same as the C++ number of types in order to handle the numerical numbers. And next one, you have the data, and then you have the expression and value. So now you talk about the operators and expression. And so they are different operator related to the expression. So we talk about expression with operators. And if the expression is not enough, operator not enough, then may use a function, default built-in function to help the process the data. Okay, these are different things. And then for each expression, there's an evaluation tree associated with that language. So name is the variable name. Usually a variable is a memory location, and the name is associated bound with the memory. So the bounding we talk about the name and the memory association, we call it about bounding. And bounding actually the lifetime of the bounding, we call it scope. Okay, we call it scope. So here talk about name and memory binding. And composite data type, you have records, array, string, okay, all kind of data type set, a dictionary. This is actually supporting the data structure and data collections. Every language is different, so here you just go through it. Okay, we don't actually discuss the detail here. Just let you know we have this discussion for the different types. Okay, just an example of how many types they have. And then printed format is just output format. Okay, so you need to learn the formatted print. It's compatible for many languages. In Python, in JavaScript, in Java, in C++, they all share this formatted way. And talk about the tuples. These are in Python with list. Okay, these are in Python and array. And then NumPy array. NumPy array is the real array, and list is actually array list or list that can be flexible dynamic array. Okay, so these two concepts are different. You have to differentiate them. Okay, so we'll talk about several of the lists and then sets. And then dictionary. Dictionary also meet call map in some other language. So this chapter is to demonstrate different data types, okay? And then we go into the NumPy data type for the numerical operation, array, and then a matrix. Okay, so this is NumPy data type. So this chapter pretty much covers all aspects of the data types and go into the detailed discussion. So just enjoy it and then working on the homework and let me know if you have other questions. So right here, I don't talk about the detail of these different data types. And then, okay, and then the column and rows in the Python, okay. Okay, since nobody show up, I'm going to stop right here, okay? Thank you very much. And if you still have questions, let me know, okay? See you next time. Bye-bye.